It was interesting to hear about Canadian measurement and how Numeris and CRTC are approaching next generation measurement, just as a contrast to the US, where ostensibly we have a competitive environment for measurement, and there they've got a planned joint industry committee at JIC. What seems to be happening with especially the adoption of set-top box data, return path data, is they're approaching that integration in a coordinated way. And so though it's taken longer to bring it to market there, I think they will end up with a perhaps more comprehensive solution than we're on trajectory to have here in the US, simply because all the providers have an incentive to participate and everybody's on equal footing. And it's interesting to contrast that with where we are in the US, where every different video provider has different rules about what data they're willing to provide, who they're willing to provide it to, and at what level of granularity. From the buy side, from the advertiser side, I certainly would like it better if everybody was on the same footing, and sometimes I hope that happens here in the States eventually.
So the industry has certainly here been talking about cross-platform measurement for a long time. There are a lot of events like this. Are we making progress, and what progress do you think that would be?
I think progress around comprehensive cross-media measurement solutions is happening. It's happening certainly slower than I would like, but it is a complex environment, and as Artie Belgren has said, it's a team sport. I think what's happened in the last few years is a little bit of a winnowing of the players who have a big stake in the market, and on one hand, and a few new up-and-comers with interesting component technologies that solve part of the problem on the other. Sim's done a great job of bringing some of those new guys, the Symphony Advanced Media, Reality Mind, That World, T-Vision, up to the fore. I think now we need to figure out how do we make those big enough for everyone to use them, but at least we have the pieces, which is good, and now we need to assemble them into a comprehensive enough tool set that it's usable for national advertisers and for targeting and that sort of measurement.
So Nielsen was in the news again recently with their total audience measurement. Seems to be a setback there, a slight pullback. What do you make of that?
The challenges that Nielsen has with total audience, I think, come in large measure from just the way their business operates. And certainly from the advertiser side, from the buy side, we're very frustrated by the fact that access to total audience is going to be gated by whether the networks and the folks who are actually being measured like the data that they're seeing. Now, on the other hand, I understand that a sea change is a tough thing for their business, but I can only assume by the rapid response on the network's part and the fact that we've now delayed this, that there must be something there the networks didn't want to see, which just makes our buy-side clients that much more worried about whether what they're getting today is accurate.
Do you think that will have an impact on the upfronts this year?
I think the concerns about total audience and the fact that the buy side's not going to get to see it in a comprehensive way before this year's upfront definitely put us a little bit more on edge about wanting to find other solutions to fill in the gaps in the meantime. Unfortunately, that's actually hard for us to do, but we're certainly trying because we need an answer to our advertisers about, are there really 8 to 15% declines in viewing, or is that simply a failure to do cross-platform measurement? And I think you heard Rena Scanzoni talk exactly about that here today, so it's a concern that I think we all share, and we hope we can begin to find alternative data sources to help fill in the gaps in the meantime.